up and good morning, guys. Well, I guess it's not that great of a morning. Number one, we've got the crazy world trying to shut down. Number two, it is raining. Yeah, number three, it is like freezing. I'm not one for seat warmers, but yeah, I think they're warranted today. And I noticed Mark DeCola mentioned this in one of his videos on Instagram. The seat warmers on these older trucks are way more powerful than seat warmers on new trucks. You fire these bad boys up, they're hot super quick. I mean, I always have to put it on like the lowest setting just to be like tolerable. Now today, not exactly the ideal day to be driving 2 hours away to go pick up the OBS from California Auto Works after they fixed the paint from that thing getting hit too many times in 1 month. Or actually a week, I should say. Yesterday would have been much better because we would have dodged the rain, but we had a bunch of stuff to do with taking Wes's lift kit up to Swift and a couple other things. So, hey, you gotta work with what you got. Today we're driving up the rain. But first we gotta take Papa Rhino over to pick up his Kodiak at the Chevy dealership because that thing's been running into issues. Everything should be all dialed in and fixed now, so that's what we're gonna do first. You know, you can't really come to a Chevy dealership without looking at vehicles and shopping around, and I think I found it, guys. I found the one. Check out that bad boy, that van right there. That thing's got like just enough ruggedness to it. What do you think, guys? Should we pick that thing up? I think Dave would love that van. In fact, I think Dave might have owned one of those vans just like that at one point. I'm definitely not getting out of the truck in the rain, so we're just gonna do some drive-by shopping. We got some 2020s here, a couple of high countries. Oh, we got no dualies, no dualies. Some 1500s back there. ZR2 Colorado. I'm not sure exactly what Chevy was going for with that little goldish accent right there in the grill. I know, obviously, with like the gold bow ties on like the 100th anniversary edition or whatever it may be, like trying to pay homage to that gold of Chevy, but I just don't think it looks good on an all black and chrome truck. All right, well, now that we got that out of the way, let's go to California Auto Works. And we have made it, guys. Oh, I see a little bit of the front end right there, the OBS. Man, have I missed that truck. What's up, G?
What's up, man? How you doing?
We're doing some color matching on some Fords.
Yeah, we're gonna go ahead and lay this, paint this Ford.
You're not gonna do the decals like everybody else does?
No.
Do it right around here?
Stickers? No.
Yeah, right. What do we got going on in here?
Get ready to lay the Bronco down.
Oh.
We just single stage it so that way we got all the good coverage inside, underneath the car, inside here. Now we're gonna back tape it all real nice, and we're gonna shoot the outsides. So we're gonna put a white pearl with an ice blue pearl.
Ooh. So you tint the base? Is that what you're doing here? Or?
Yeah, this is just single stage paint, just to kind of get it all nice and covered good, and
gotcha.
you know that way when we put this thing back on the chassis, full coverage.
Gotcha.
In and out. We shot it last night.
What year Bronco is it? 70 something?
Probably 70, yeah.
I'm just guessing by the tail lights there. I'm also not an expert.
So this thing's a full color change.
Don't you enjoy those?
Yeah.
Aren't you glad today I'm bringing you not a full color change for once?
Thank God.
It's not easy to find shops that want to do a full color change, let alone a full color change right. I mean, the amount of crap you got to pull off to do a full color change, that's why it's so expensive. So I know a lot of people have been hitting me up being like, hey man, I want to get my Ford completely done. Like, I like the color you did yours. Like, be prepared to spend money.
Yes.
Because it is a lot of time, a lot of work. I mean, every little piece, panel, anything that's touching something painted has to come off, right?
Yeah, so much labor. So much labor is involved. I mean, hours of labor. It's not even like the materials and all that stuff, a lot of labor.
Well, I mean, to that, materials are expensive. I didn't realize how expensive automotive paint was until we went to the paint store and realized.
It's definitely a 25% of the fraction of, of material, 30% probably-ish.
Gotcha.
But it's definitely color changes and definitely a lot of labor.
You come over here and you see like super nice cars. I mean, I'm not a Range Rover fan, but I warranted, they do look good.
Brand new.
Yeah, you just see brand new cars just like jack stands, but.
This thing's brand new. Sticker.
I like that little interior panel they got there. 2 screens going on in the new Range Rovers. All right. It's got a different new car smell. Don't really have a new car smell, which is good because I don't like new car smell. Because all it is off-gassing of all the chemicals they used to build the freaking car.
Yeah, so this one we just blacked out the silver, the back, all the front grille.
Looks so much better.
The wheels gloss black. They're at powder coat right now, waiting for them to come back. All that's all been done.
Gotcha.
Range Rover. The badges, those get taken off and put gloss black on. Waiting for those to come in the mail.
Well, you still got my rad golf cart here though. Oh,
Yeah.
we took the roof off.
Yeah, we got this thing going, man. So we got this thing getting all blocked and ready for, you know,
Dang.
straight.
It's a lot of work when it's tiny little tin sheet metal like that, huh? I mean, look at that little roll. Like, there's no way to get something like that perfectly straight.
We're just, you know, and then welding up some of the metal because it was coming off. I mean,
Is this somebody's?
this is actually one of my golf cart company. They're gonna restore it, so they asked us to do this thing painted green and white. It's a classic, so
Gotcha.
we're gonna go ahead and.
I dig it. The little 3-wheel action going on down there.
Dude, the Lincoln already got a lot of blocking done on that. This whole side, we got it pretty
Dude, I
pretty
love
straight,
these
dude.
things so much, but they're so expensive to find a good one.
They are, and this is actually an all good metal car. I mean, it was very little pinholes, rot here and there, but dude, we didn't replace nothing on here.
It's also crazy what goes into these soft tops and how these mechanisms don't bind up and get all jacked up. I have no idea.
Major work for Lincolns. Major work.
I think I'll take a hard top any day, especially considering like this is kind of what you're relying on to save you in a wreck. Now, everybody mentioned in the last time I was here that like I was walking by this thing and I didn't even mention it. Oh my God, dude, how are you gonna not mention the McLaren? I mean, this McLaren's been a project forever. Josh
Yeah.
he's sick of even looking at it.
This thing is
There's a story behind it. We'll just put it that way.
yeah. So we're actually gonna have this thing pretty much done. Probably about one more month. We're gonna have this thing out of here.
You're sick of messing with it?
Yeah, it's just you know, it's cheap parts that were brought to me and don't fit right.
Yeah.
And it's just one of those horror stories where it's like, let Josh make magic happen, but instead of getting the right stuff, kind of deal.
Yeah, if you want the magic to happen, you got to spend the money to do it right. You can't cheap out and expect like the good guy to be able to fix your crappy parts.
Yeah, in a nice way, and definitely that's exactly what we're going through on this thing. So it's really challenging.
Yeah.
It gets exhausting. You know, it's just, you know, you spend hours of fitting something, and it's like then you come back at it again, another hours of doing that, and it's like, God.
So labor-wise, you probably end up spending more by buying the cheap parts than you would have by just spending the nice parts up front that actually fit the vehicle.
Hands down, buy the right stuff.
Yep.
That way you save time. It's the same price. By the time we get done, your labor is just as much as you would have bought this thing right.
Well, the good news is I brought you some good parts today. So we got the quality parts to go on, parts you've already dealt with. And let's go give you a walk around of what we're gonna do. And then I wanna go check out the Ford, because I've missed that truck over there, man. It's been a long time since she's been out of my possession. Oh, dude, I gotta see this thing too. This thing you guys just put on. Whew.
Yeah.
This thing was in the paint booth last time you were here. Dude, I'm telling you, that detail on that stripe, instead of just going straight stripes like that. I know it's a little shiny. It's gonna be hard to see right now, but dude, can we do that on the Ford? I think that would look rad. That color's sick too, by the way. What color is that? Do you know?
That was actually the Destroyer Gray.
Is it?
From the SRT8 Charger.
Pretty much every panel needs something. That's the reason I brought it up to Josh, and the reason I want to do it right. So if we're gonna do it right, we got to go full body paint. I think it's not worth trying to patch in little, you know, I mean, you can see like there's a little scrape right there on the tailgate.
Yeah.
But then you come to the side of the tailgate and clearly somebody had some nice touch-up paint they did right over top of the sticker, you know, because why not? And then there's a little dent right there. But as you go around the vehicle, you'll start to see more and more little things to where essentially every panel is going to have to be touched. So at that point, I talked to Josh and I was like, bro, should we just paint it? And he's like, yeah, just paint the whole thing.
Yeah, let's do the whole thing. That way we have everything perfect, matched, went through everything, solid paint job on the outside, and there's no fighting in the matching game.
Now here's the kind of the level I want to take it to, Josh. I mean, can we color match some handles?
Oh yeah, we're gonna get them all smoothed out.
And then while we're at it, I want to do the bumpers. So here's one thing, I've seen it done on a lot of trucks. All the cat eye Chevys, everybody's painting the plastics,
Yeah.
which always worries me. I mean, this one obviously needs to be replaced.
Correct.
Oh, well, there we go. We got a rock that just fell off. But obviously this one needs to be replaced. But if we replace this, like, you guys can get this plastic painted and it's gonna hold the paint.
It's gonna hold. I mean, we prep them the best we can and hold, but as far as durability, I really don't have any problems. You might get little road chips down in time,
Right.
but as far as it just peeling or something, no, you'll be fine.
So that's what's always worried me about painting plastic. That's why I never liked painted mirrors, even though I have them on all my trucks now. But I was always worried about the plastic holding the paint and holding up well. So anytime you see a cat eye Chevy, everybody's painting, you know, for some reason they don't paint the chrome part, which I feel like that's the easiest part to paint. They'll
Yeah.
always paint the top and bottom plastic pieces here. I think if we do it, should we just do everything?
We can do the one piece if you want and then do the rear.
I think if we just did everything white, and then we'll end up swapping out the grill to something cooler. I mean, it's actually got the original grill behind there.
Yeah.
This is just a little like overlay.
Yeah.
But I actually like the factory grills on these trucks. Like they're clean.
They
Get rid of this stupid little billet grill. It's not the style anymore. That's got to go.
Yeah, we could take these off and just freshen up that grill in the back black, and then
maybe paint
this out. Take this piece off and paint this either black or white.
Or just do that. Yeah, do that white. Leave that black.
Yeah.
Black.
Yeah.
I think that would look rad. Yeah, let's make that all white. We'll leave everything in the back black, and then
black.
we'll black out the Chevy.
Right
Look, easy.
I'll take these headlights off. If you need to get new ones, we'll go ahead.
Yeah,
and
we'll be swapping out now. We'll get rid of those. We're gonna get new headlights. We're gonna be getting new cab lights. So we'll need to. I'll probably just mail those to you.
Okay.
Because I'm sure you guys are gonna pull them anyway.
Yeah.
We've got the new mirrors in the back from Boost Auto. So same mirrors you put on the Ford.
Okay.
We don't need to do any fab work this time. They actually bolt right up, right?
Wow,
Yeah.
okay.
I'm bringing you good news today, man. I know we got coronavirus out there, so I'm gonna bring you good news.
Yeah, man. All
So
good news.
these just bolt right up, but we will need to paint. I have the paintable caps coming. So Boost they sent me out chrome caps and they sent me out paintable caps. The reason they did both is because I wasn't sure how quickly I was going to be able to get up to Josh to get everything painted. So I was going to install the mirrors and just run the chrome caps for a minute, but then timeline worked out to where we're here. So hey, we'll get them all done. These can stay off forever if you want to,
Unbolt them for you.
Yeah, I mean, or if you want to keep them on, whatever works best for you guys. We can take them off later, but all the badging can come off. We don't need to leave any of that or put it back on.
Okay.
Not worried about that. But you can see, I mean, you'll see like a little spot like right there where there's some paint missing. And same with up on the roof. There's a couple little spots around the cab lights that, it's not bad.
Yeah.
But you'll see, well, I'm in the wrong spot. So up front, there's like a tiny little rust mark right there by the cab lights. It ain't like the Ford. The Ford, you had so much body work you had to do on that Ford. I'm sure you're stoked to see something halfway decent show up, huh?
I'm excited. It gave me a little break.
Right, yeah. But you'll see like
little guys like these.
That, yeah, like that ding. If you look down here, like this all looks like dirt, but that's all just paint missing.
Yeah.
We are gonna end up taking this cap off. I hate these caps of this model of this year, the way they come down so cheap and plastic looking.
Yeah.
I do like plastic caps, but I like them on the more modern trucks, where they don't hang down so far. But this one, super easy. We're gonna take it off, and then if anything, we'll just end up bed lining over just a little bit, kind of like we did on the Ford back there. Should we just paint the bumper? I don't want to paint the plastic on the back because that's where your foot goes and that gets all torn up. So I'd rather not paint any of that. On this door, it almost looks like somebody pulled that old big trim it had off. Almost looks like they pried it. So it's hard to see, but every few inches you'll see like a little divot. Yeah. So I'm sure just block that bad boy back smooth. Yeah, and then fix whatever body lines we got to fix and get this bad boy all like beautiful again. Everybody's gonna give me crap for being a perfectionist, but to me, like, even if this becomes a work truck, like I could still maintain the paint, and I just want it right. Like, to me, it's not right now. The front end, I mean, the hood is all peppered to the point of where like we might just end up getting a cooler looking hood and swapping out. I mean, you can see all the touch-up paint and all the crap that's on the hood, and there's a big old ding right there. But again, this year of Chevy was like not known for their great paint. I mean, if you guys have seen Dave's van, it's just like coming off in sheets.
Fucking just pilling.
Yeah,
it's amazing. Yeah, I can't believe this is in that good condition though. Usually the roof is something started pilling.
I mean, again, that's another reason if we're gonna paint it, why have one spot that's all like nice fresh paint that's actually gonna stick, and then in 6 months of actual factory Chevy paint just goes flying off the road. I swear, every time we order something that I know I need to bring to Josh, it doesn't show up till I'm on my way up here. So the paintable caps from Boost actually just showed up when we were about halfway up here, so there's no point in turning around to go get them. And the last time we were here, there's new bushings for the tailgate on the Ford. Well, those showed up again on my way up to Josh to drop off the Ford. So I actually have the bushings in there, as well as the new mirrors for the truck. A couple things were done to the Ford. Obviously, you guys remember, it got hit by a baseball with a neighbor. Luckily, we were able to massage the dent out, but it still had a little crack in the paint. Then, of course, literally a week later, my tailgate was down because we just had the beautiful Line-X job done from Line-X in San Diego. And of course, when my tailgate's down, somebody backs up underneath my tailgate and scraped the whole thing. So Josh has gone ahead and resprayed the whole tailgate. Oh, if we can get over here. Oh yeah, dude.
Yeah, it's pretty nice.
Beautiful, beautiful. So there was like a tiny little ripple in it. For the most part, it was just scrapes, but there was a tiny little ripple in it. So all that has been massaged out, and she is back and fully painted. And then when the truck had originally been done, obviously once the entire truck is painted and cleared, you got to go through polish, sand, wax, whatever. So at one point there was like a tiny little edge that had been
Right here.
yeah, it had been burned through a little bit with when they wet sanded, which obviously like edges are where that's going to happen. So Josh went ahead and actually re-cleared the entire hood because he knew like no point trying to clear just a little spot.
Yeah, I didn't want to try to clear it, then you see a little line around it later, and plus, you know, it happens sometimes when we're buffing, and then you catch it, and we're here, so let's do it right.
Yeah, so I appreciate Josh taking care of all that and getting that thing fully re-cleared. So essentially, I mean, this bad boy is back to where she was, and now it's going in the warehouse. Well, I need this one back ASAP, Josh, because this one's got to go in the warehouse. I got to daily drive that one. Yeah. Everybody's gonna get mad at me for putting a new paint job on that one.
Yeah, this one's gonna be a lot quick. This is not like a super crazy big job, so this is like something that's my 2-week kind of see you later.
Now I will say I'm very much a creature of habit, so I have gotten so used to driving the LOY that is like now my favorite daily driver. So gonna take a minute to get used to driving the OBS again. The one thing I do enjoy about the OBS though is I've got the Bluetooth, I've got the sound system in here, so like I can actually hook up my phone to the stereo, whereas on the LOY all the parts have shown up at Ronnie's. I just haven't had time to get over there. We did also get hopefully the correct replacement parts to fix the air compressor that I broke yesterday. Shoot, Josh, I forgot how much valuable stuff I had in here, bro. Check, I mean, I got almost a whole thing of hand sanitizer, and this is probably worth more than anything. Can I just pay you in Lysol wipes to paint the truck?
Yeah,
that's got to be worth something, right? I mean, there's like 3 left in there.
Yeah,
that's a whole paint job.
Man, the way things are going now, I'm gonna take that Pharrell and everything.
Yeah, right? Oh, here we go, bro. We got a cat eye Chevy right there, and you painted everything.
Yeah.
I kind of like the look of leaving that lower black, but I feel like on a black truck or on a white truck, it's gonna stand out a little too much doing that lower valence in black, but now I'm torn. I think it kind of looks cool because it disappears.
Yeah.
Huh. So we're gonna unveil the 4G autos that are going on the LOY right now. Josh will let me borrow them for a week.
There you go. Ready? No.
Yeah, right?
Alright.
Dang, dude.
What do you think, dude?
Those are sick. That looks super clean. Now 4G auto did the finish, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it looks a lot better than the Fuel Forge that I got. The finish is flawless. That's cool. So they got essentially polished outer, brushed on the inner, and then that root beer color. That's
the whole car's gonna go root beer candy on the Chevelle tub, and then tucking on the 26s in the rear and 24s in the front.
So that's the one last time when we were here, right? That you were stretching everything?
Oh, that one's for the 30s, for the
Caprice.
That one's done. That one's just set down now. So now we got this one to get wrapped up so we can send the chassis out to powder coat. Man, does it feel good to be back in the Ford. And I gotta admit, guys, I'm not proud of this. I've become way too reliant on having a backup camera, being that I didn't have one in the LOY for the longest time. Parents out there, if you're getting your kids their first vehicle, or your kids are getting their first vehicle, get them one without sensors and backup cameras. Trust me, that's how they need to learn. Luckily, I learned that way before all this stuff existed. But having these mirrors versus those crappy little slinky mirrors is amazing. I can't wait to get them on the LOY and just really dial that truck in. I'm excited. This is like the first biggest step of the build. Obviously, I wanted to get the paint done before we started putting a bunch of other parts on it, and then that's more for like Josh to worry about and have to mask off. So right now, full paint job, and then I'll let you guys know. I'm still like kind of in between plans, but I think I've got a plan for that truck. Now we got to race out of here, try and get on the road, hopefully beat traffic, because traffic plus rain plus California equals a horrible long commute. Thankfully right now it looks like we're going in the right direction. You can see yeah, traffic's pretty bad over there. Well, I'm super stoked to have the Ford back in my life, guys. I actually got so excited today. Well, we got so busy today, I forgot that I didn't even end this video. We've been super busy, still cranking out orders, so I gotta give a huge thank you to everybody that has still been blowing up the Work For It website. I know we've got a bunch of new stuff in stock as well, and again, I do appreciate every single one of you guys. We've kind of scaled down over here to a skeleton crew. That way, you know, everybody's happy, healthy in these crazy times that we're going through. And right now, guys, it is very, very important to support small businesses. When the government does these giant bailouts, they never do it for small businesses. They're always pumping them out for giant corporations and all that, and little guys that are going to struggle to keep their doors open. So I appreciate all of you guys that are helping us keep the lights on. Don't forget your local restaurants, whatever favorite places you eat at, or whatever it may be. Every little bit you guys can do to kind of help them and stimulate the economy, the better it's going to be, because none of us like to see small businesses go out of business. That is an absolute fact. So with that, guys, we're going to wrap up this video. As always, thank you guys so much for watching. If you have not subscribed already, please click the subscribe button now, that you do not miss out on any future content like Wes's truck once we get the powder coating back and all installed. I'm super excited to see this thing come together. Don't forget to give this video a like, hit a thumbs up, because yes, even support your local favorite whoever YouTubers as well. And of course, don't forget to check out workforitapparel.com, because if there's anything you want in this life, you got to be willing to work for it. You guys are the best. I'm out.
Damn. Yeah.